Good news is coming to you, my beloved child. And tonight, let your heart open to receive the peace I have prepared. I know you have gone through many heavy days. Times when you looked around and felt as though no one truly understood the pain you were carrying. I know you prayed in silence, waited through long stretches of darkness, and tried to hold on to faith even when all you could see before you were closed doors and roads that seemed to have no way out. But my child, I want you to hear this clearly. You have not been forgotten. Your name remains before me, and the prayers you lifted up with a broken heart did not fall into emptiness. I preserved you through the moments when you thought you could not take another step. And now I am placing before you a sign of hope, so that you may know a good shift has begun. Do not let old fears close your heart to what I am doing. There are blessings that do not come with loud noise, but quietly open like dawn. After a long night, there are answers I do not send in the way you expected, yet they arrive at the right time, in the right place, and in the right form, so your heart may recognize my hand. A call may come, a message may appear, an opportunity may open. Help may reach you through a path you never imagined. Do not despise small things, for I often place great things inside humble beginnings. When I open a door, no one can close it with words of doubt. When I give support, no circumstance has the right to say you are unworthy to step into a new season. I have marked you with my protection, not so you may live in pride, but so you may rest assured that you are not alone. In the days when you endured and no one knew, I was there. In the nights when you quietly wiped away your tears, I was near. When you wondered when the struggle would end, I was still arranging what your eyes could not yet see. I witnessed you trying to smile at others while your heart was full of worries you could not speak aloud. I saw you continue to live kindly even when you yourself needed comfort. I heard every whisper you released when you thought only darkness surrounded you. And because of that, I will not allow that pain to become the end of your story. Tonight, let your heart rest in this truth. I have the power to turn all things toward good for you. The things that once weighed heavily on your shoulders will not keep you forever in weariness. The financial pressures that kept you awake, the worries about tomorrow, the shortages that forced you to calculate every little thing, all of them are under my caring gaze. I not only see what you need, I also know you need to be healed from the fear formed through many seasons of lack. Therefore, what I bring is not only outward provision, but also inward peace. So you no longer live like someone always waiting for something bad to happen, but like someone being led by the hand of their Father through every stage of the journey. Beloved child, perhaps you have heard many voices that made you doubt yourself. Perhaps the enemy whispered that you would remain in this situation forever, that you would never escape the cycle of lack, that your prayer was too small to be answered. But I say that those words have no authority to decide your future. I am the one who rewrites pages that seemed already closed. I am the one who can turn a dry place into a refreshing stream, survival into safety, trembling into courage, and lonely days into evidence of grace. What others said you could not receive, I can still place in your hands when the time is ripe. What circumstance said was too late, I can still cause to shine in a single moment. Therefore, do not think you are reading these words by chance. There are moments when I place a reminder before you, not to frighten you, but to draw you back to hope. I want you to remember that heaven is not indifferent to your silent battle. Your obedience, your perseverance, the times you chose faith instead of giving up, the sacrifices you never told anyone about, all of them have been recognized by me. There were moments when you thought you had been overlooked, but in truth, I was preparing you for a support you could never create on your own. I carried you through difficult days, not so you would live forever in tears, but so you would emerge stronger, deeper, and knowing that my grace is still sufficient for you in every season. Let peace enter your home. Let faith replace panic. Let gratitude open the door to wisdom. I am teaching you not only to receive the blessing, but also to steward that blessing with a pure heart. When I give you abundance, remember the days when you needed a helping hand, so that you too may become support for someone else. When I open the way for you, walk in humility. When I lift the burden from your shoulders, use that freedom to live uprightly, to love more deeply, to become more generous, and to draw closer to me. A true blessing does not pull you away from the light. It draws you into a deeper connection with me. I have commanded peace to stand guard at the door of your heart. I have placed protection around the things I am preparing for you. No delay is stronger than my timing. No noise is louder than the word I speak. No darkness can swallow the light I have placed in your life. Believe that I am moving, even when you cannot yet see everything fully. Believe that what I have begun will not be abandoned halfway. Believe that you were not born to live forever, borrowing joy, borrowing hope, and borrowing strength from fragile things. I am placing steadiness within you, so you may walk like someone who knows they are loved, protected, guided, and supported by their Father. My child, do not let tomorrow come with the same heavy mind as yesterday. Place what you cannot control into my hands. Lay your financial worries, family burdens, hidden wounds, and unanswered questions before my presence. I do not require you to be strong by your own power. I only invite you to trust. One step at a time, one breath at a time, one decision at a time. When you do not know what to do, I will give you clarity. When you do not know which way to turn, I will open a path. When you are weary from waiting, I will renew your heart with my tenderness. Now, lift your head, my beloved child. Your season does not end in disappointment. Your story does not stop at lack. The tears that have fallen are not meaningless. The prayers that have risen have not been forgotten. And the days you endured in silence have not been overlooked. I am turning your survival into security, exchanging your fear for favor, and leading you from a narrow place into a wider sky. Step into tonight with a quiet but steadfast faith, for I am with you. And when goodness begins to knock on the door of your life, you will know that it is not coincidence, but the trace of my love upon the journey you have persevered through. I will open the heavens of blessing over your life. And this is not being spoken to some stranger far away, but to you in this very moment. Beloved child, let this word sink deeply into your heart, like cool water flowing through land that has been dry for too long. The things I have prepared are not so small that they can be wrapped inside a number, an account, a document, or a fleeting human promise. The blessing I have for you carries the width of restoration, the depth of mercy, and an influence that will move beyond your life to touch those who come after you. What was once closed before your family will not remain locked forever. For I am entering that place with the authority of a loving Father. The door human strength could not open, I will open. The path you thought was lost, I will rebuild. What you have only dared to look at from afar for many years, I will bring near in the time I have appointed. You once thought you were forgotten in the days of waiting. But tonight, I want to uproot that lie from your heart. You are not abandoned. You are not pushed aside. You are not a child forced to stand outside and watch others receive good things. You are my beloved child, called by name through my love, kept by me through every season of darkness and light, upheld by me even when you thought you were fighting alone. There were times when you did not see my hand, but that hand was always there. There were times when you did not hear my voice, but I was still speaking through quiet preservation, through the breath still within you, through the strange peace that many times pulled you back from the depths of anxiety. Now I am placing a mark of favor upon your name, not so you may be proud before others, but so you may know that you belong to me, and no darkness has the right to erase what I have written. I am bringing peace into your sleep, so that long nights will no longer be a place where fear comes to trouble you. I am placing provision into your hands, so you no longer have to hold tomorrow with trembling. I am restoring the rhythm of your breathing, so you may learn to rest in my care. You have had too many nights lying down with unanswered questions, too many mornings waking with the burden still pressing on your chest, too many moments pretending to be strong while your heart only longed for a sign that I was still listening. My child, I have heard. I have not ignored a single sigh. I have not taken lightly a single tear. I have not forgotten the whispers you released when no one else was beside you. And when I answer, I do not answer carelessly. I answer with the fullness of the one who knows exactly what you need before you can even name it. So wake up with a holy expectation in your heart. Expect good news, but do not let that expectation become impatience. Open your heart to calls, notices, opportunities, unexpected help, and doors that may seem ordinary but carry the mark of my hand. I can use a small message to change the direction of your day. I can use a person who seems like a stranger to bring support at the right time. I can use a released payment, a debt untied, an offer opened, a job given, or an opportunity connected to show you that I have never lacked a way. The word I speak does not fall to the ground like an empty saying. When I decide to bless, no one can hold it back. When I open a door, no one can close it. When I lift you up, no hand is strong enough to pull you back into the place from which I have freed you. I am rewriting the story of your life, but I am not using the ink of old failures, not the colors of shame, not the voices of those who once underestimated you. I am writing with a covenant of love, with enduring mercy, and with the power to restore what seemed lost. The old chapters may carry the marks of tears, but the new chapter will carry the fragrance of faithfulness. Former seasons may have been full of delay, but this season will reveal that I still do all things at the right time. Those who opposed you may have thought you would never rise again, but they will see you lifted in peace, in wisdom, in spaciousness, and in light that does not come from human beings. They will see me act, and they will not be able to deny that my hand is upon your life. This miracle will not be something quiet that merely touches you lightly and then passes by. It will resound in the way your life is restored, in the way your face finds peace again, in the way your home is covered with hope, and in the way the things that were once tangled begin to be arranged again. I am not doing this so you will seek applause, but so your life will become living evidence that I still remember the faithful. You were faithful in places no one saw. You gave when your portion was not much. You prayed for others while you yourself needed to be lifted up. You blessed through words, through time, through presence, through mercy, even when your strength was nearly gone. I saw it all. The things you sowed in secret have not been buried in forgetfulness. They are rising in the season I have chosen. Now, I am sending the right people to you. Some will open doors. Some will mention your name. Some will offer opportunities. Some will bring encouragement. And some will become a bridge to what I have prepared. Do not doubt when goodness begins to find you. Do not ask whether you are worthy to receive, for this is not based on your perfection, but on my kindness. Provision will no longer only be something you chase in weariness. I will arrange it to meet you on the road of obedience. Opportunity will no longer only be a distant door. I will bring it closer. Peace will no longer be a rare moment. It will become a garment covering you as you learn to place your heart in my hands. No weapon formed against your health, finance, mind, and peace can defeat what I have protected. The curses of lack, fear, insecurity, and disappointment will no longer have the right to rule your home. I am breaking old cycles, removing generational burdens, and opening a new flow of life. Sufficiency and faith. Receive this with humility. Keep your home in gratitude. Steward the blessing with a pure heart. And when goodness enters, remember that I give not only so your burdens may become lighter, but so that, through you, many others may also see my light. Beloved child, be at peace. I am drawing near. I am opening doors. I am placing blessing in your home. And what I begin, I will complete with love that never runs dry. This is your sacred turning point. The moment when I place my merciful hand upon the things in your life that seem to have no way open. There are wounds you have carried for too long, worries you have hidden too deeply, doors you have knocked on until you were weary, yet still heard no answer. But beloved child, what you cannot turn around by yourself, I can still touch. What human beings do not have the strength to mend, I can still restore. What circumstances cannot supply, I can still open as a source of provision. I am not limited by human conclusions, not held back by numbers, documents, rejections, or reports that once weighed down your heart. When I step in, what was blocked begins to make room for new life. What was dry begins to hear the sound of flowing water. What seemed finished begins to receive the breath of a rebuilt season. I am bringing you solutions you cannot create by your own strength. Arrangements your mind has never imagined. Timely encounters. And doors opening in ways that will make you clearly recognize that it is my hand. I will do this with purity and power, so that no one can claim the glory for themselves. When it happens, you will no longer ask in confusion why. You will know that I went before you, and those who once doubted your perseverance, who smiled at your quiet faith, who thought you were only clinging to fragile hope, will also have to see the change within you. They will ask how you remained standing after so many stormy seasons, how you did not collapse after so many losses, how you passed through what seemed impossible to overcome. And you will answer with a humble heart that it was I who lifted you up, I who made the way, I who held you in a hand that never lets go. In the quietest hours, when the world falls asleep and there is no more noise to drown out my tenderness, I am still acting. You may not see every movement with your eyes, but I am placing the right thoughts in the hearts of those who need to remember you. I am causing your name to be mentioned in places where you are not present. I am arranging conversations, decisions, approvals, administrative doors, work opportunities, and resources that have been delayed for too long. What belongs to you, according to my goodwill, shall not remain buried forever beneath forgotten files. What needs to be reviewed will be brought into the light. What needs to be untied will be loosened. What needs to be returned will find its way back. Because when I have commanded restoration, no delay can make my word powerless. Remember this, I do not change according to the mood of time, and I do not speak empty words just to make you hope and then become disappointed. I am faithful to what I have begun. The breakthrough you are waiting for is not merely a moment of escape from pressure. It is the deep restoration of what was harmed within you. I am restoring the peace that anxiety wore away, the joy that heavy days covered over, health through gentle care, the ability to love after your heart was wounded, and opportunities that seemed to have passed before you could grasp them. Even the years you thought were depleted in waiting, mistakes, tears, and seasons of enduring with all your strength, I can still redeem through a movement full of grace. You think you have lost too much time, but I am the one who can place meaning into seasons that seemed wasted. Not one of your years lies beyond my reach. The days when you thought you were merely surviving, I was still using to make you more tender, deeper, more discerning, and more able to value what is true. The years you thought were delayed, I was quietly preparing a foundation so that when the door opened, you would not enter in haste, but in maturity. I can do in a moment what you have waited through many seasons to see. Not to deny your journey, but to show you that time in my hands is never your enemy. When I say the season has come, everything that seemed scattered will begin to gather. Distant pieces will be brought into their right place. Delays will no longer hold the same power as before. Therefore, do not take this moment lightly. This is not an exaggerated word meant to stir your heart only for a moment, but a sacred reminder calling you to wakefulness and return to pure faith. I am reaching my hand toward you, not to force you, but to invite you out of the doubt that has imprisoned you for too long. Darkness wants you to delay, wants you to think Nothing is changing. You wants you to scroll past this reminder as though it were just another sound in a noisy life. But I want you to pause, breathe deeply, and remember that you are not forgotten. I want you to mark a new boundary in your heart from today onward. You will not let fear decide how you view the future. You will not let old failure speak in place of my voice. You will not let weariness steal the hope I have planted within you. If you receive this with trust, joy will begin to find its way back into your home. Not a noisy joy based on fleeting things, but the steady joy of someone who knows they are being kept. I have prepared this blessing with the precision of love. It does not come by chance. It does not come too late. And it does not come to the wrong address. What I have for you bears the mark of providence, placed in the right season, in the right way, at the right time. It will not only touch your hands, but also your table, your home, the people you love, the generations after you, and even the atmosphere of peace where you dwell. Shortage will no longer be the loudest voice in your house. Silent endurance will no longer be the garment you must wear every day. I am teaching you to live as one who is cared for, guided, supported, and called into a wider season. Stand upright in peace. Beloved child, let your heart open without panic, trust without arrogance, and hope without losing wisdom. What I give you will not pull you away from what is holy, but will make you more grateful, more loving, and more able to lift others with the very comfort you have received. I have spoken goodness over your life, and my word does not return in emptiness. The door of restoration is opening. The flow of provision is moving. Peace is returning. The things that seemed lost are being called back under my light. Take my hand and keep walking. For what I am doing is not only rescuing you from a difficult season, but bringing you into a new journey, where you will look back and know, I was there from the beginning. I am still here today, and I will continue to lead you until the good work is complete. I understand your heart, and I know how weary you have become in the days when you still had to smile while inside you were silently weeping. You learned to hide your pain so no one would worry. You tried to appear strong before others. But when the door closed and every noise grew quiet, I still saw you sitting there with sorrows that could not be put into words. Beloved child, I do not pass by those hidden places. I am placing my gentle hand upon the very wound you have concealed for too long. I am not only bringing you outward provision, I am also bringing inward comfort. I am not only opening success before your eyes, I am renewing strength within you. I am not only placing good things in your hands, I am healing the wounds that caused you many times to doubt yourself. There were nights when you felt as though no one understood your loneliness. But I was still there, quietly listening to every breath and every sigh. I do not blame you for the moments when your heart was weak, nor do I turn away when you feel you are not good enough. On the contrary, it is precisely in those fragile moments that I draw even closer to you. I want you to know that you do not need to be perfect in order to be loved. My love for you is not based on achievement or outward strength, but on who you truly are. And in the very place where you think you are weakest, I will place new strength. Understand this with all your faith. What I give you is not only what can be seen, but also the peace you have longed for in stormy seasons. There are gifts of mine that do not come in the form you imagined, but arrive like a gentle breath calming your heart, like a quiet faith being lit in the long night, like new strength causing you to rise even though yesterday you thought you could not take another step. I am sending you support, stability, restoration, and a pure joy that does not depend on circumstances. What you once thought was loss will no longer rule the days ahead of you, because I am rewriting that story with mercy and grace. Do not be quickly discouraged when you do not yet see everything change immediately. What I am doing within you sometimes takes place quietly, like a seed planted in the earth before it sprouts. You may not yet see the result, but that does not mean there is no movement. I am working in the smallest details of your life, rearranging what once seemed tangled, and preparing for you a future better than what you once imagined. Be patient, for my timing is always precise and complete. When this word touches you, do not treat it as a passing echo. Let your heart respond with a step of faith, no matter how small that step may be. Each time you choose to believe, you are not merely agreeing with words, you are joining the sacred movement I am carrying out around you. An action born of faith can open paths your eyes have not seen, awaken opportunities still hidden, and cause invisible doors to begin moving at my command. This is not the time for you to shrink back in fear, but the time to rise in gentle trust, for I am calling you into a new season. Finally, my beloved child, engrave this upon your heart. Your blessing has not been forgotten. It is on its way to you. The pain you feel is not the final ending, but the last pressure before the breakthrough is opened. Silence does not mean I am absent. It is the moment when I am arranging everything before the sound of rejoicing rises. Now I declare over your life that wonders are coming in. Abundance is being given. Peace is descending. Protection is surrounding your home. And joy will soon knock at the place where you live. Receive with humility. Believe with a tender heart. And watch me act faster than you once imagined. You are not a lost wanderer in this life. You are a radiant reflection of my love, a precious work created in the light of heaven.